Hi, what's up everybody? This is Instagram Live. Oh man, now I'm dizzy. We're out here in Australia and I'm doing an Instagram Live with all of you guys. Hang out with you. I did this last week and we're going to be doing this every week on Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, or for me, it's 11 a.m. on Saturday, so I'm in the future. So I want to hear what you guys are up to. I want to hear what you're working on. I want to hear what you love. This is one of my favorite things to do, is to chat with people, meet new people, hear what they're all about, hear what they're working on, what they're creating. And we have this beautiful feature where you can hit the request button, you can request to join, and then I can bring people up. And we can hear from you, and you can meet everybody else, and you can share what you're all about, where you live, what you're creating, and I get to meet you. And if there's something you love that you want to share with everybody else, that's why I always ask people, what do you do for fun? What do you love to do? Please do share it. So, we're going live every week. This is my second week doing this. I've been wanting to do this for a long time now. I have a regular schedule for Instagram Lives because I love meeting people, chatting with them, and finding out what makes them tick. I'll start with a quick story about something I learned recently, and then we can kick this off and start to... Can't hear. Someone says they can't hear. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Drop those ones in the chat. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? The birds are pretty loud. Hello, everyone. I have no sound. Can't hear you. Oh, that's weird. Microphone. Sherry says she can hear me. Greek Terry says he can hear me. He can hear me. Okay, so some people can hear me. Okay, that's good. Everybody else, you got to turn up your phones, okay? You got to turn up your phone. You're scaring me here, making me think that my phone's not working. Okay, good. You can hear me. So, my quick story for you all is I was talking with someone the other day, and they were sharing with me this wonderful idea that they had, and they were super passionate and excited about it. And I love ideas. I love people that, get passionate about what they want to create and, that lights them up inside. And so they were sharing this really amazing idea with me. It was a really big idea. And they're getting really excited about it. And I was like, this is really cool. I love it. And I also think it's important to, where do you start? This is really big. It's like, you can't just do that tomorrow, right? You got to start somewhere that's actionable, that you can test and you can put into practice, and you can actually see how it works and you can refine it. If you have to drop all this money and you haven't, proven the market, or, you don't actually know how it's going to work, then you have this massive amount of investment and you may have to pivot. So it's not the best, not always, most of the time it's not the best approach. So we were, diving in this, how can we kind of make it a more actionable step? And then we kind of got to a deeper message, a deeper insight, that's something that I learned that I thought was, as I was sharing this, I was going, this is really important for me to take my own medicine. I don't know if you guys ever had that. Sometimes you've given somebody some advice, or you've said something, and you're kind of like, wow, that was really good. I don't know where that came from. Maybe I need to listen to that too. So that was what happened with me. And I was effectively sharing with them about this concept of a lot of the times the ideas that we have, we want to share, we want to create, is because there's a feeling associated with that gift, with that expression, with that business, with that adventure that we want to go on. And we think that's the avenue to get that feeling. And for myself, I've realized so many times in my life, I get really excited about an idea. This is more so in my past, my younger years. I would get so excited and I would get almost high off the idea. It was like a fantasy. And I really wanted it to happen. But it was more of the fantasy. I was getting lost more in the fantasy. And then I'd get kind of bummed out when it wouldn't work or I couldn't make it happen. And I know people that they don't dream. They don't have big ideas and dreams. And they just kind of go about their life. And it's just like, yeah, whatever. You're just a dreamer, That'll never happen. And then there's other people on the other end of the spectrum that are stuck in fantasy, right? And it's always about oh my gosh, all these things, blah, blah, we're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then nothing happens, right? And I never wanted to be either of those people. I didn't want to be the one that was always dismissing people that dream big and, wanted to try something new. But I also didn't want to be the guy that was just living in fantasy and never actually doing anything, just always talking about it. And so in this conversation I was having with this person, we were talking about this, and we got down to the crux of this idea of this feeling that they really loved. And I said, effectively, that vibe, that state of being, that feeling that you love, that's available to you now. Like, you can tap into it, you can think about it, you can listen to it, and you can bring that into your life as an attitude, as a focal point, as something that you want to share with the world in lots of little ways. It doesn't have to be a big way to start, right? And the only way you get that feeling is a really big way. And as I was explaining this, I thought to myself, this is really important. We all have things we love. That's what I love doing these Instagram lives about, learning about what you guys love. We all have things we love and we want to do and share and accomplish. And there's a feeling normally associated with that, what we're going to feel. And I think the insight for me was, get into that focal awareness, that focal point, that state of being. For me, it's seeing love all around. I had an experience when I was in a float tank years ago where I was blessed with this amazing insight that everything is made of love. And I got to experience it, and it changed my life. And every time I talk about it, it brings me right back to it. And I'm so grateful for it. And yet there are still days that I can forget it. And for so many times afterwards, I tried to go into the float tank and get back there. And I never have been. And then I realized through this conversation yesterday, it's like, take my own medicine here, Graham. I love that feeling, and I can step into that at any moment I want and choose to see the beauty in all of these things around me in this experience of life. And I can bring that into every little thing that I do, if I choose to, if I want. And I don't have to have this big, grand idea that that's the only time I'm going to get to feel it. Now, I can work towards a dream like that. That would be fun. But I'm not going to deprive myself of that beautiful awareness and insight and attitude choice just because that big, beautiful dream isn't here now. And I believe that the best part about this is the more you can step into that vibration, that feeling, that vibe, that awareness of what you love on a regular day-to-day basis, that's going to make that dream, that big, beautiful goal that you have, come quicker and quicker to you because you're aligned with it. You're living in that place. You're not waiting for it. I've heard that said many different ways, but it's now clicking for me in a new way. So I wanted to share that, just kick this off. And now I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys about what you're up to and what you're dreaming about, what you love, and then how you bring that into your daily life. How you could. Alexa, yes, I will say this live. Yeah, I put the lives up on my profile there. Deborah, you want the P.O. box to get that poetry card? Yeah, it's on my website. So you go to grahamwardleonline.com and you go to the contact section, and there's my P.O. box is there. You can send me a letter, and then I'll send you back a free poetry postcard. Boa notte. I think that means good night, because I know buona notte in Italian means good night. Rosangela Goncalves 262. Good night to Rosangela. Happy 4th of July, Jane. Happy 4th of July to everybody in America there. All the fireworks are going off for Jane. She can't hear. I'm in Australia right now, actually. I'm at some park. I'm in the Sydney area. So what we're going to do is you're going to hit that little button, and you're going to request to join. And if you want to share, say hello. I'm going to ask you some questions. We're going to hang out for a bit. And this is the topic. Yeah, I know there's a lot of birds. Can you still hear me, though? Look at my hair. It's all messy. Sorry about that. All right, let's get into it here. All right, so we're doing the request to join. Mickey. We're gonna be going live with Mickey Hamilton. If it works. Come on, Mickey. We're waiting for Mickey Hamilton. Hopefully Mickey's still there. All right, I'm going to give 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going somebody new. Alexa Pickens is next. Alexa? Maybe I'm having... No, I got good signal here. Okay, Mickey Hamilton is unable to join. I saw that. Okay. What about Alexa Pickens? Didn't I ask her to join? Where's Alexa? Alexa? Alexa Pickens? There she is. Hey, Alexa.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are
I'm
you?
I'm doing well. Where are you in the world?
I'm with my boyfriend.
Okay, great. Where are you and your boyfriend?
At his house.
Okay, where in the world are you? Are you in America? You're in
America.
America.
Yes.
Where in America are you?
Oh no, we're totally Germany.
Indiana.
Indiana.
Okay, nice. And are you having a good 4th of July? What are you
Yes.
guys up to?
Oh, not much.
Just hanging out?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you light off any fireworks or head out at
Not
all?
yet.
Not yet. Just having a good time. Nice.
Yep.
Well, Alexa, tell me about yourself. What do you like to do for fun? What are you creating these days?
I just like to hang out with family and
Yeah,
friends.
yeah, nice. Are you going to school? Are you working? What takes up most of your time?
I'm working on getting my GED.
Okay, nice. Okay, some of your favorite subjects to study?
I don't really have one.
You don't really have a favorite subject? What do you like
No,
learning
not
about?
really.
Do you like to learn about anything in particular?
Mm, Not that I know of.
No?
Not
Okay.
really.
What do you like to spend your time on when you have free time and you can do whatever you want?
Just spend time with my dogs.
Okay. Are your dogs there?
No,
Where are they?
they're at
They're
home.
at home. Okay, cool. Well, if you could do anything you wanted with your life in the future, do you have any dreams or things that you think would be really fun to try out and experience in your life going forward?
Yeah.
What would that be?
Go to Paris one day.
Okay. And why Paris? Because the Eiffel Tower?
Yep.
Yeah. Have you traveled much in your life?
Yeah.
Where have you gone?
Tennessee, California,
Oh, yeah.
Florida.
Nice. Have you ever been outside of America?
No.
No. Okay. Do you have your passport ready?
I don't have one yet.
You don't have one yet. Okay, so you got to get one of those to go to Paris.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice. And what does your boyfriend do?
He's an exterminator.
He's an exterminator. Nice. Does he do that? Does he do that like 9 to 5? Is it on the weekends? What's his? Does he work a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Well, good to chat with you, Alexa. I want to wish you all the best on your travels to Paris. I hope you have a great time. When do you graduate? When are you done your GED?
Not sure
Not
yet.
sure yet. Okay, you're still working on it. That's good. Well, good
Yep.
for you. Yeah, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I wish you all the best on your travels to Paris when you get there, and happy 4th of July to you.
You too.
Okay. See you, Alexa.
See ya.
Awesome. Alexa from, I think it was Indiana. There you go. Happy 4th of July, guys. Happy 4th of July. Even if you're just chilling and thinking about traveling like Alexa is to Paris. I've never been to Paris. I think that'd be fun. Sherry, if you want to go live with me, I think there's a button at the bottom of your screen, and it says it's like a little camera button, and there should be a plus sign in the middle of it, and then you can click on that and then go live. or I should say, I scroll through and I randomly pick someone, and then we can go live. So let's keep walking here because it's a beautiful day, and there's so much to see in this talk. So um, uh, where were we? Okay, yeah. So we're talking about uh, stuff you love, and also things in life sometimes that we think we have to. Let's say for instance that Alexa wants to go to Paris. Now, Alexa, I'm not saying that this is what you're going through, but for me, sometimes I've had this where I'm like, man, I want to go someplace, I want to go there, I want to do this because I think I'm going to finally feel happy. I'm finally going to be free from this boring town. Let's say, Alexa, that's not what you're saying, but I'm saying for myself. Sometimes I've been in that place where I think that by traveling, I'm going to feel better, and sometimes getting a change of scenery does help. But wherever you go, there you are, as the old saying goes. Was it? Can't remember who said that, like Rumi or something. One of those like wise people. That you bring your stuff with you, and so the ideas and the thought patterns and the beliefs, the challenges, they come with you, and a new change of pace, a new job, a new partner, they might give you a little boost of newness, but then there you are again, and you can't run from those things, right? They're right there with you, and it's kind of beautiful that it works that way, so that you can work on them and deal with them, and then no matter where you go, you're at home inside, and you're feeling good inside, and then you can give your best and explore new places, and it's a different feeling. So I know a few people. What do they call wander? No, no. What's this? Somebody that's like always traveling, like a wanderer or something. There's a name for it. I can't remember. It's off the top of my head, but somebody who's always traveling, looking for that stimulation, that high. And I think it's fun to see new places and see the earth. It's great. But then also when it comes from a place of not being at home within yourself and you're running from something, that's where it becomes a problem, right? So like I was saying to this other person, the way I started this conversation, maybe for some people they want to go to Paris because they'll finally feel, you know, that culture. They'll finally feel alive. They'll finally feel loved. They'll finally, taste these things, and maybe they will experience some new things, and that's great. But if it's coming from an empty place inside, then you'll always be chasing it. And you might get it, and then it'll fade. And we don't have to always do all these big things in order to experience the beauty of being alive and those feelings that we really enjoy and love. We can choose that attitude and just have fun and bring that into our everyday little actions. Be adventurous. Maybe it's like, oh, I can't afford to travel right now, but I can still be adventurous. I'm walking through a park, exploring a new place that I've never been. Look at this tree. What the heck? It's like it's been sanded. It's like so nice. It's a bigger one over here. Get some tree view. Tree view. This is like coming off. That's so beautiful. So nice. So nice. So that's the main topic of our discussion here. If you got something to share, let me know. I'm in Sydney, Australia. I'm heading back to Canada in 10 days, 9 days for a little Canadian visit. Um, I'm gonna miss the stampede. I think the stampede ends like just a few days after I get there. Sorry, I got something in my shoe. Hold on. Thank you for the safe travels wishes. Yeah, stampede started today. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's do another. Let's bring another person up here. We'll do something on my screen. Joanna. Joanna. We got Joanna. Hey, Joanna.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Where are you in the world?
Yeah. North Carolina, right
North.
outside of Outer Banks.
Okay, nice. And how's it out there today? Are you having a good 4th of July?
It was a great 4th of July. The weather was
Oh,
perfect.
awesome. Awesome. What'd you do?
Not a whole lot. I went swimming a little bit in the
Yeah.
morning, but then kind of like just hung out at home, which is my favorite
Oh,
place.
beauty. Beauty. And Joanna, what do you love to do for fun? What takes up most of your time?
I write.
You write. Okay, great. What do you write?
I have one book published, and I'm got two more coming out next year.
Amazing.
And but I'm on my sixth manuscript.
Good for you. Okay, so tell
I
us
have
about the first book you've published. What is it? Is it a fiction book, a nonfiction book? Tell us.
contemporary fiction.
Yeah.
It is it's a little play on words. It's called In the Inheritance
Okay.
instead of the
Yeah,
inheritance,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, so it's a little more unique. And I like unique. I had a story mumbling around in my head forever, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can find an author to write this for me. So I started writing notes and I couldn't stop. I just kept on. I wrote the thing in 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And where is it for sale right now? On your website, on Amazon? Where'd you put it?
It's on Amazon. Yep.
Awesome, Joe. And is this okay? So for people that are watching, they're like, "This is so cool. I want to check it out." If people go to your profile, is it your link in your bio, or how do they find this?
Yep. Yep. I have it's Joanna Nisbet. It's I before E.
Okay.
And it's on I have a link through Instagram. I haven't quite figured out how to put one on Facebook yet. I have my daughter usually
Okay.
help me with all my computer still skills, but yeah, it's
Awesome.
definitely available on Amazon, and I have two more coming out next year, one in April and one in December. So
Wow.
I was
Cool.
actually just typing a question for you was how do you find trustworthy endorsements? Because it's so the writing is easy and it's the getting the word out there that's really difficult.
Well, there's so many different ways to do this. The way I like to do it is find ways to have fun and share the idea with people. So
Hmm.
for me, when I was writing my poetry book, obviously I can only speak to what I've done. I
Yeah.
wrote a poem a week, and then I shared it with people, and I talked about it. So I got in that mind frame of each poem, and then I would share why it was important to me, and then I included people in the conversation, and that built a community around that. And then I created writing challenges as well. So in terms of your story, um, who are the type of people that you think would really enjoy your story? Who are they? What are they like?
Um, I anyone that kind of likes a fiction book. So it has a little mystery, there's a little thrill, there's a little humor because I mean, there's nothing without a little being a little sarcastic.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's a touch of love story in there too because, then there's always got to be a little bit of that, but it's not horribly romantic and it's clean. So it's not I think there might be one cuss word, but um I try to keep it clean so that it could be enjoyed by multiple people so that it's not just based on like adult or it
Yes.
even could be youth, so it is a little bit more clean than,
Okay.
yeah. So,
And tell me about the main character. Who's the main character? What do they want? What are they after? What's their journey that they take in this story?
so she is kind of a nomad, leaves her family to follow the whim of a man who turned out to be just like her mother told her, warned her about.
Ah, okay.
So she ends up on her own and finds a little coffee shop that has this little lady that took pity on her and a friend of hers that she introduced her to that she got to stay with and become, a kind of a caregiver in a way. So when she passes, she leaves her estate, and as soon as that happens, all these crazy things start happening to her. So she has to go through some trials to claim her inheritance and everything. So she's it does end up on a happy note, of course. But all of my stories, they don't link together. They're all individual and unique. Um, but I think if I find one that people do enjoy or like, I might be able to extend, more of a series, I guess, with whatever one comes
Yep.
does better.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, a couple things, Joanna, that popped into my head when you were sharing this. The first one is, it sounds to me, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds to me like this is a story of your main character finding their self-worth and finding um, their center. And so they go with this guy. There's a bad relationship. They were told, but they didn't listen because I don't know why. I'm assuming maybe that they thought that this would finally give them that feeling of I'm worthy, I'm loved,
Yeah.
and I'll accept even if it's abusive, even if it's not good. I'm going to do this
Hmm.
because I desperately want that feeling of worthiness, of love, of being cared for.
Yeah.
I'm putting words in your mouth or in your character's mouth. I'm not sure, but I'm saying
It's pretty
maybe
good.
that's yeah, okay. So the journey being then the character then goes through that, realizes that's not where it's at, finds value in themselves, metaphorically, gets that inheritance, gets that blessing because they've tapped into themselves and the beauty that's within them. And then it's like dealing with that and how to live that into your life and move that into your life. Now, I'm not saying that's what it is, but that to me
Yeah.
is like, what's the transformation your character goes through? That's just my assumption. But from your having written the book, what's the transformation of the character? What did
Yeah.
they learn internally? Who are they? How have they changed internally throughout this whole story? From the beginning to the end.
Yeah, it's finding their self-worth, absolutely, but also finding family in the
Okay,
people that you create and love around you. And so family's not always, about
blood family.
being born
Yeah.
in. Yeah, it's a family that you can create. So that's perfect.
Okay, sweet.
But I do wanted
Okay.
to say that I appreciate what you've been doing ever since you've left. I think that your platform and how you have been leading people to find a faith and find, I love that you're doing that with your
Oh,
platform.
thank
It's
you.
it's good
Thank
job.
you. Thank you. The other thing I wanted to share with you that I thought might help with your question about how to promote it and get the word out was, I don't know if you already do this on your Instagram account,
Hmm.
but creating little moments with maybe chapters or sections of the book. You have some
Oh,
music and you have a photograph or something, and it's those
okay.
specific moments of your character when they're going through that change, like when they're, well, let's say if she's thinking out loud, I should have listened to my mom with that guy, and
Hmm.
now I'm on this situation. And you create like a little, I don't know if you can find a photograph or you use, some imagery that you can create, and you basically create those, it's almost like a little movie scene, but just with music and then the text from the book and then the picture of the woman or something, and then people read it, and then in the caption you talk about this part of the character and what their journey and what they're going through. And so they're like little vignettes. It's almost like a little still frame from the movie, and you create like a
Yeah.
little vignette, and then people go like, wow, like I've been there before, or I felt that before, or I'm there now. I want to read this book, I want to get on this journey. So you can take specific moments from your story, create a little music visual scene of it, and then post it as like a, this is what it feels like to be in the story. This is what it feels like for my character in this position of where they're at in the journey. If you want to hear the whole story, check out the book on Amazon or whatever, right?
Nice. Yeah, it's
Um,
a good idea.
that's just one idea that I had that but there's, in terms of endorsements, I think you said earlier, um, I would say reach out to other authors that maybe have written similar books. Um, and Substack is a great platform. I've obviously used Substack. Lots of great writers on there, and you can start networking. And
Okay.
you can ask. Yeah, I would say that's probably the best way, just to kind of get in the community of supporting other writers and contributing, and also sharing from your heart what you love about your story. And then people will go like, I love that too. I've been there too. Now, it doesn't have to be a photo like I was expressing, but some way you can communicate how this feels for you. That's what people are going to like connect with, and they're going to be like, oh wow, like I feel that same way too. And thank you, Joanna, for like putting it out this way, because i I've never been able to express it like this before, and you did that for me, and now I want to like go on the journey with your story, or listen to it, or read the book. That's what I would
Thank
say.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And congratulations on how much work you've put in with your writing. That's fantastic. So what are the next manuscripts you're writing? Is it more fictional stuff?
more fiction.
Yeah.
It's contemporary fiction.
Yeah.
I kind of like that basis because you can kind of fit a lot of everything in there. You can have a little of the mystery, you can have a little thrill, you can have a little romance. So it all kind of fits nice in that little packet of contemporary fiction.
Yeah. Awesome, Joanna. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Now, you love to write. What do you like to do for fun? You like to go outside and hang out with your animals or go for nice walks, or what do you like to do for yourself?
I spend a lot of time inside. I do go outside, but I have indoor cats,
Oh,
so I
I
do
see.
spend a
Okay.
lot of time inside.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but I do a lot of crafts. I paint,
Oh, wow.
crochet, and I've been messing around with the air dry clay. So I have a lot of little things that I do. So
Amazing. Amazing, Joanna. Well, awesome. Well, good to chat with you. And once again, the
yeah,
name of your book that you've written that's on Amazon, so everybody that's
just
watching can check it out.
in the inheritance.
In
It's a little
the
play on
Heritage.
words.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
Great, Joanna. And
Thank
what's your
you.
and your last name, Joanna, is Nisbet.
It's
Nisbet.
Nisbet, but it's I before E,
Okay,
just like
great.
the rule. Yeah.
Joanna Nisbet, thank you so much, and congratulations on your book. And I look forward to seeing your new ones coming out too.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
Okay,
Nice
see you,
to chat
Joanna.
with you.
Awesome. That was awesome. Name of the book is yeah. So Joanna, if you're still watching, put the name of the book in the chat there, and I can pin it for people so they can see it. So that's super awesome. Look at that. She's writing a book. She's writing more books. She wrote a book. It's coming. Don't worry, Joanna. If you're still there, please type it in the chat. In the Inheritance. Thank you, Gremlin29, Linda Lubitz. Let's see if I can just pin that for now until Johanna does it. Do-do-do. See if we can get Andrew Gerard in here. Andrew. Yeah.
No,
Bro, what are you doing?
I'm in an Uber. I'm in a Tesla. I'm with John Hollywood Pierce and my brother Ed.
Hey, Ed. Hey,
Yeah.
guys.
Hey, how you doing, dude? Dude, I
Good.
saw you're on. It's so nice to see you, man. And I was just saying to Ed, I don't know if you remember, but maybe a year or so ago, you made a really nice video to Hayden, my nephew, Ed's brother, because they're such big, son, because they're such big fans of the show. And yeah, and then I just saw you're on. It was like serendipity, so I thought I'd just chime in and say hi.
Hey, where are you guys headed?
We're headed to a little bar in West Vancouver called Square Riggers, where a 40-year-old rock band with a female singer is going to play and shred, and we're going to drink pints of beer and rock out in our old timey way. Yeah, we just came off a boat, my brother's boat. We took it from North Van back into Richmond. I had a great time in the water.
Nice.
And yeah, and I miss seeing your face, so I thought I'd chime in and just send you a request to say hi.
Thanks, bro. Good to see you, man. You look like you got lots of sun and tan. You're having a good time.
Yeah, yeah, I'm roasted. I got a new motorcycle, so we got a ride. I'm going to come and see you in wherever you are. You in New Zealand, Australia? Where in the world
I'm
are
in
you?
Australia, but I'm heading back to Canada in like 10 days. So I'll be back in Vancouver, then Alberta. So maybe I'll see you in Vancouver. You're in Vancouver, right?
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
Vancouver. I'm in West Vancouver, in a new place. So I'll see you. And
Oh, yeah, your new place.
yeah, we had a new place. We got to do a pod. We got another interview. I don't know if you're getting messages, but I've gotten a million from your fans
Okay, great.
harassing me for us to talk again. So
I'll bring my
let's do that.
gear. Let's do it.
It'd be
Okay,
amazing. It'd be
sweet.
amazing. All right,
Well,
well, I'll let you get back to your chat.
okay, enjoy,
Great to see you. Love
dude.
you. Miss
Good
your
to see you,
face.
man. We'll see
All
you
right.
soon.
Bye bye.
Cheers. All right. I gotta push these buttons. Boom,
Push the
boom.
button.
There we go. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, so you guys don't know Andrew Gerard, amazing hypnotist, magician, musician, the photographer, videographer. That guy is, I think he's also a polymath. I don't know what polymath is, but he told me he's a polymath, or he knows polymath, or he was born a polymath, or he became a polymath. I don't know how polymath works, but apparently it's something that you can be. And Andrew Gerard is a is a polymath, I believe. Wonderful guy, and what a wealth of knowledge he is. What experiences he's had. So thanks, Andrew, for hopping in there. Yeah, we'll do another podcast, man. I'll be back in Vancouver in 10 days, I think, somewhere in there, and then heading out to Alberta. So good old Kerry James and I are going to sit down and talk shop with movies and making films. Oh, hello, puppy. There's a dog that just ran. You see the dog? He's running away now. He just ran up to me. He's like, hey. Yeah, Andrew's a really cool dude. Let me take a pause right here. Andrew's a really cool dude, and he's such a good man too. Good friend, and it's gonna be wet if I sit on here, and then my pants is gonna have a big wet spot. So I'm gonna do this with my bike, and I'm gonna sit on my bike. There we go. Yeah, Andrew's a great guy. So it'll be fun to do another podcast with him. He's gonna hypnotize me. Last time we chatted, he's had this idea of going into a mattress store when they were closed and lying down on one of the mattresses, I think, or something, and like hypnotizing me. And I thought that was fun. We haven't done it yet, but yeah. New podcast with Andrew Gerard. Wouldn't that be fun? Great conversations as always. Okay, this book in the Inheritance. Yeah, so that was Joanna's book, Nesbitt. We were just talking with her, and I have pinned the comment from Gremlin29 because I didn't see anything from Joanna. Let me just see if Joanna did make a comment here about her book, and if she's still watching. Where is she? Jennifer. I don't know if she did post it. Oh, there she is. I got it. I got the comment. Pin the comment. There we go. Joanna Nesbitt. In the Inheritance. Great play on words there. And I look forward to, she did comment. Thank you. Yes, I got it pinned now. You guys can all check it out. So that's what that's what I really love to do is like hear from people. What are they creating and why they love what they do? Like this is what I love about my podcast is I get to talk with really cool people and find out what they love. Sometimes they have a book that they want to promote. Sometimes they have a product or a service, and that's cool. You gotta make a living and share what you got on the go, and I think that's awesome. But my favorite thing is to kind of find out what the core of someone is and what they're sharing. Right? Like I don't know, Joanna, if part of your journey was similar to your characters in your book, but sometimes we either know somebody that's been through that or we've been through it ourselves, and it inspires us to write that story, to tell that story, and what we learn in the process. Hi, Pop. Hi. 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 So that's what I think is always fun to talk about and to learn about somebody is why they decided to share what they wrote or why they decided to create what they wanted. Because most of the time there's something really deep inside of them that they've learned, that they've experienced, and it's so important for them to share it. So that's why I ask people that magic painting question, which I forgot, Joanna, to ask you, is effectively, what's the feeling that you love the most? This is what we started the chat with. A lot of people will have a really distinct feeling that they love and they want to get closer to, and yet they have some sort of dream or fantasy almost that I can only feel this peace, or I can only feel this love, or I can only feel this gratitude or this joy if all these circumstances are just right. And the insight that I'm trying to take my own medicine with is like to step into that feeling every day as much as I can, to honor obviously what I'm going through and not suppress what I'm going through, but to know that I have a choice in my attitude, a choice in how I see things and how I see life and how I move through life, and that I don't have to wait to feel creative. I don't have to wait to make a movie until I feel like I'm expressing myself. I don't have to wait to feel like there's love all around me until I'm at a concert full of people singing a song all together at once. I mean, that's a good feeling when everyone's singing together in a song. It's a great feeling. But I don't have to wait for those moments to feel good or to feel that love all around me. I can focus on that. I can choose to see that. I can pay attention to those things around me, like that little dog that just ran around and had so much fun, and then off he went. I don't even know where that dog went. He's like disappeared. Um, but it's like taking those moments in as opposed to just ignoring them or kind of brushing them aside. It's like, oh wow, what a beautiful way to appreciate this beautiful life that we have. So Lucinda says, my oh, there's the puppy. Hey, hi. How are you? How are you? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? There he goes. For the time of his life. Look at him. Here he comes again. What's his name? Piglet. Yeah. You got a lot of energy. That's awesome. Yeah, someone has the zoomies. I remember one time we were at a park years ago with I was with Michelle Morgan and another actor. I can't remember who it was at the time. I think it was somebody who came in for like a smaller part in the Heartland show. And we were at the park and we were watching a couple of dogs run around like that. Maybe we had had a couple of drinks or something. I think so, because we were feeling really good. Anyways, I made a comment that was like, man, look at those dogs. They're just like having so much fun running around chasing each other. And then I can't remember how the idea presented itself, but I just decided that I was going to run around like the dog. And then we all started doing it just like for fun, like pretending like we were dogs running around the same way they do. And we were laughing our butts off, having so much fun, pretending that we were dogs running around back and forth and sprinting all over the place. That was funny. Um, Congratulations on your new puppy, Kelly. That's great. All right, let's answer some questions here, and then we're gonna have one more person come up, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so Zimmer Selma says, "Do you want to visit Brazil someday soon?" I would love to visit Brazil. I know there is a massive support and following of the Heartland Show in Brazil. Every time I talk about Brazil, there's always wonderful people there that will write in the comments and say hello. I see lots of Brazil flags in the comments right now. I think that's amazing. I would love to visit Brazil one day in the future. Moon Spirit 1036. Are you going to be any more movies or shows? Like be in any more movies or shows? Yeah, so Carrie James and I are working on a script. So I'm going to Canada in 10 days. We're going to work on a script that I'm going to be a part of. So that's exciting. Looking forward to that. Jeff Jensen says, what would be the chance to get to talk with you today about anything? Well, Jeff, what I do, just to make it fair, is on the request button, I will click that, and all the people that have requested, I'll just kind of scroll through and I'll pick somebody to join the live. So that's kind of how I do it. Deborah has an interesting question. She says, how do you tell the difference between real friends versus fake friends on social media? Interesting. I don't know if I've ever had a friend that's only on social media. I think the way I look at it, well, maybe that's not true. Maybe there's a few people. Yeah, there's a few people I've made friends with like that. Yeah, I mean, I think friendships. Personally, I like to have friendships in person. I'm Italian. I got Italian blood in me, so I like to use my hands, talk to my hands. And if you're a good friend of mine, you'll know that I also hit people. It's out of love, but I will hit people as a way to kind of like connect with them. Not hard, just kind of like this. So for me, that's kind of like how I know someone's a, a friend of mine. Is I naturally want to hit them. Um, I don't know why. But yeah, for the people that I have met online, I've chatted with them not through social media, but on the phone, got to know them. And that's kind of like how I've determined like, oh, this is like a good person. They're not just trying to use me or trying to, get my attention or be fake. So I just kind of get it. I get a feeling, it's like you can kind of get where someone genuinely wants to connect and like, celebrate life or have fun, and people that are just looking to take something from you or use you. It's a subtle feeling, but you know, if you get quiet, you can kind of feel it. Also, the thing that I've realized also that clouds my discernment in that level, like if there's times where I've, connected with people that are trying to take advantage of me or just fake or whatever. The reason I couldn't see it or feel it was because I had an insecurity or a fear, and that person was kind of allowing me to ignore that, or makes me feel like I don't have to face that, and so that creates a blind spot. And then I get into a situation similar to what I was saying with Johanna, that, about her main character and her story. Um, and I don't know the full story, the extent of the story. I was just kind of guessing, but in those circumstances where you put yourself in a position in a relationship or a friendship, and that person's not good for you, and people tell you like that's not a good friend, or like that's not a good person to be in a partnership with, like, um, and you ignore that, even though you can feel it deep down, you ignore that. Uh, that's normally because there's an insecurity. That's normally because there's a level of yourself that doesn't feel worthy to be loved, or doesn't feel worthy to be in as a friend. Um, you haven't developed that level of self-respect and love, and then that person can kind of feel that, they take advantage of that, and then they'll kind of like, um, manipulate you through compliments or through whatever, love bombing, and then they're just trying to get something out of you, right? So they take advantage of that insecurity or that, um, self-doubt, lack of self-love, and then they can manipulate you through that. So, um, the more you can be grounded in who you are, love who you are, have that self-respect, be in touch with what you're actually is going on inside your being, then you can have a better compass, a better reading on people that are actually genuine versus people that are just trying to take something from you. Um, I noticed that sometimes when I would meet people, uh, doing like publicity events or different, you know, meetings where there's lots of people in business or in the entertainment world. There are people that we give genuine compliments, like, "Oh, I love the show, I love your work," or "Great actor," or whatever. And then there's other people that would just say that, and I could feel it. I'm like, "You've never seen the show, or you don't actually know who I am. But you're just saying that because, you want something from me." So I could feel that much more clearly, in the later years. In the earlier years, I did have an insecurity around being liked and being seen as valuable, and wanting other people to, accept me, um, because I hadn't done a lot of that work on myself to love myself and have that respect for myself. So if somebody, talked a good game at me, I'd be like, "Oh wow, like what do you want me to, like, sure, like I'll do, this, or I'll help you out here or whatever." So that was how I would get manipulated. So, um, maybe a little different on social media, but the principles are the same, because the more you're grounded within yourself, the less you're going to be, pulled in these other directions, and with fake friends or fake people that take advantage of you. Yes, Murloc von Buren. There's a lot of imposters out there, by the way. Yep, there sure are. Susie says that discernment is priceless but hard sometimes. I can feel that for sure. Yeah, right. It's, the beautiful thing though is that it's actually amazing that it works that way, because it's like life, God, whatever you want to call it, is always giving us these opportunities for us to grow. And sometimes that opportunity is challenging. It's with somebody that's trying to take advantage of us, or be fake. But it's like a reflection of, well, here you're at in this part of your life. You don't have that self-respect or that discernment yet. You need that. So we're going to have to try to find ways to give you that lesson. So we can show it to you in a movie. You can read it in a book. Your mom can tell you, "Hey, I don't think that guy's good for you." We're trying to give you the lesson for you to tune in and listen and go, "Ah, yes, my mom's right. That's right." Or my friend's right. Or, I just do whatever my mom says. You know what? This time, no, I'm tuning in, and no, that's not what it is. It's always about getting to that inner stillness within yourself, where you feel grounded, you feel at peace, and the answer just bubbles up. And sometimes it's scary, and it's hard to acknowledge, and it's hard to take action on. I've had many times in my life like that. But I have never listened to that inner guidance and then gone, oh, that was a mistake. Why did I do that? That was stupid. It's always been the best decision, but always in the moment, so hard to do. So hard to do. Um, so I think that those circumstances, those people that come into our lives that, challenge us in that way, we can look at it as like, why is the world so mean and why are people so, nasty or fake? Or we can look at it as like, oh, like this is an opportunity for me to recognize within myself an area that needs more love. To take the time to respect myself more, to honor myself, to let go of this insecurity, this fear, so that I don't find myself in situations with another person promising me all these things that they don't do, or they take advantage of me and I believe them because I was insecure about myself, right? Lily Rose says, my mom is my whole life and the only support that I really have in life, but my fur babies share that support and love that is unconditional. Amazing. Well, I'm happy to hear that, Lily, that your mom is very close and supportive for you in your life. That's beautiful. Zimmer Selma says, you're so right about it. Hey, Equilibrium Intuitive. Are you at work right now? Where are you, Paula? Paula gave me one of these. Dink. Let's see if Paula can actually. I think Paula, where are you? Oh, you're at home.
Hello. I'm here having a smoothie and it's delicious.
Oh, nice. Aren't you going to work?
Yes.
What time are you going to work?
So I go to work. So I just got a call. They are going to be a little bit late to the appointment. Okay. I've pushed it back, which is great. So I've got some time to be on here with you and
nice.
Drink my smoothie.
Nice. Have you been watching the whole thing?
Of course.
Oh, nice.
You've got to support Graham Wardle.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Hey, we're doing why do we do a shameless plug here for our chat that we're doing on Sunday, which is everybody else's Saturday. Yes. So what are we going to be talking about tomorrow? Do you remember what we decided on?
Mm-hmm. The bad guy. So what does that even mean? Like being okay with being the bad guy. Yeah.
And also, I crashed the app. I crashed it. We're back. The Instagram only allows you to go live for an hour. So that's what happened. When you go live for an hour and then Instagram goes, that's it, you're cut off. And then my app just crashed. So I tried to go back live again and then it wouldn't work. So I had to reset my whole thing. And we're live again. So, welcome back, everybody. Thank you. Welcoming back me as well. Can we show you this giant plane in the sky right now? Greetings from Panama. Hello, happy 4th of July, Trish. Sup from Kelowna. Good old Kelowna. I used to live in Kelowna. So Paula and I were just talking about going live tomorrow. So somebody said they can't hear me. You got to turn up your volume. You got to turn up your phone. You got to turn it up. So Paula and I are going live tomorrow on DivineTimingPodcast.com. You check it out. We're going to go live. We're going to talk about being the bad guy. We're going to talk about people pleasing and how you just get to that point where you're like, I'm done trying to be somebody else so that everybody else will like me or I'll fit in. So that's kind of like what I was saying with this, discerning with fake friends and fake people. Sometimes, especially in those scenarios when you're stuck in a friendship or in a relationship or even with a parent or a family member sometimes, and they're not acting in your best interest. They're not actually there because they care about you. They're a fake friend, or they're a selfish person, and they're trying to manipulate you and trying to use you. And so when you stand up and you have a boundary and you say, no, I'm not going to put up with this anymore, or I'm going to leave this abusive relationship. I'm not going to do this. And they go, what? you don't, you're so careless. Like, I loved you and I did all these things for you. You're, and they start like gaslighting you and start attacking you. You become the bad guy. It's like, wait a second. I'm not running away from responsibilities. It's not that I'm, not putting in the work to make this relationship work, but I'm standing up for myself, and I'm not going to allow this abuse anymore. Or I'm not going to allow this behavior or this attitude, or for you to talk to me or speak to me this way. I want to be treated with respect. I treat you with respect, and this has got to work both ways. And sometimes you're the bad guy because you stood up for yourself and you said, no more. I'm not going to allow this being taken advantage of to happen anymore. And I'm going to have that self-respect for myself. And then people get upset and you're the bad guy. So Paula and I are going to be discussing that tomorrow at depth, and sharing our experiences, our insights, and listening to people as well about what they've experienced, and having a fun chat around this topic that can seem very uncomfortable, but the beauty of it is, after going through it, man, do you feel better. You ever hang out with people and you come away and you're just like, you just feel drained after? You're just like, ugh, like, I used to have fun with this person, but now I just feel drained. Now I just feel like gross. Those are the dynamics that they're not juicing you. They're not filling you up. And sometimes it's just a conversation. You need to have a conversation with that person so they can, have more respect for you. It's not always about just running away and being the bad guy. It's not what I'm saying, and I don't think that's what Paula is saying either. It's about honoring yourself. And then sometimes in that honoring process of having self-respect for yourself, you draw a boundary and they're like, and you become the bad guy. So, yeah. So Paula and I are going to be talking about that tomorrow. Nico, Stev, Mike. You're describing my whole life. Yeah, right? I've been in that position quite a bit. And I've learned, because I needed to learn that lesson, right? That's why we're presented with these lessons, is so that we can learn them. And so that's what we're going to be talking with. I'm going to be talking with Paula tomorrow on our shared podcast called the Divine Timing Podcast. So you can check that out at divinetimingpodcast.com. Will it be on YouTube? Yeah, we got to get our YouTube channel working, Paula. That's one of our to-do lists. We got to get it up on YouTube. It's all on Substack now, but you can just go to divinetimingpodcast.com and you can see our content there, and then we'll get it on YouTube as well. Little Princess Mella, hi from the Calgary Stampede. Well, I hope you're having a good time at the Calgary Stampede. I saw the new Cowboys tent. It's massive. It's massive, which is cool. Sherry McIntyre says, I struggle with that at times. Yeah, we all do. It's a challenge, right? It's a challenge. Hello from Great Falls, Montana. So Great Falls, Montana said, hold on a second here. Elizabeth says, I've had so many experiences with that and it has made me lose trust in people. Ah, yes. Now, the challenge here, Elizabeth, is you're saying trust in all people. That's where we got to be careful, right? Because if you lose trust in all people, then you're also shutting yourself off from those new relationships, those new friendships, those new opportunities that are out there. But because there's no trust, there's no openness, then you close yourself off. Now, sometimes we need to go through these moments to kind of go inward, to feel our compass, to feel our center more, so that when we get back out there, we have the tools and the discernment and the understanding of then how to communicate, to engage with people and understand, this person's actually genuine and they actually want to connect and share, versus, this person's just looking to get this out of me. So, you know what, thanks but no thanks, all the best to you. So I've been through that, before, Elizabeth, in my life, where I'm just like, just gonna close down a bit, just kind of go back inside, take some time to take care of myself, because I've been burned so many times. I need to take care of myself first, get back in tune, hear my own compass, hear my own center. And then that way, when I move out into life, I can feel it when I'm around people. This person, they're just trying to take something from me, so I'll keep my distance. So Elizabeth, honor yourself. Know that there are many, many, many good people out there that are worthy that are worthy of your trust, that are you can respect, that will respect you, that you can collaborate with, that you can share with, you can celebrate life with, you can create new things in life with. But it's important for you to get that center, to get that self-respect, and to honor yourself, so that you attract and you engage with those people that are going to reciprocate your passion, your love for life, your respect as well. So start with self-respect. That's what I would always say, or what I always say now, because I've learned that it's so important. Start with your self-respect. Sheila says, why do I attract abusive people? Well, Sheila, the beautiful thing about life is if you get still and quiet, and if you're a praying person, or if you meditate, or if you just like to go for walks in nature, just go and listen. And be careful with the questions you ask too. Instead of why do I attract abusive people, you could say, what is this trying to teach me in this specific scenario? What am I here to learn? What is this showing me about myself in an area that I need to love more? What about this makes me uncomfortable and I want to change? The power of your question is so important, Sheila. There's a great book called A More Beautiful Question, and I have learned this lesson the hard way. I went through a really difficult time in my younger years, and I asked a question that could not be answered. And the question was, why did this happen to me? Why did God let this happen to me? And there is no answer to that. And it just made me feel powerless and weak and isolated and alone. And so I learned a very valuable lesson in the power of your questions that you ask. Your mind will try and answer any question that you ask it. So if you ask an empowering question, a more beautiful question, what has this experience come to teach me? What am I learning about myself through this process? Where in my life do I need more love and attention? You can go for a walk, you can go into a prayer and just listen. Don't try to solve the thing, just listen and feel. And what I have found is that in the stillness and the silence, you'll often just kind of get this thing will bubble up. Some people, they like to kind of like take a nap or kind of drift off to sleep, and the answer will just come into their mind. And you'll feel it through your whole being. And then that will be like, this is why. This is the lesson I need to learn. And sometimes it's not like all in one go. Sometimes it's, you don't know exactly why, but you know what the next step is. And then when you take that next step, you're like, that was the lesson. That's why I've repeated this, because this is the lesson I'm here to learn. I've had many things like that in my life repeat. And I'm going, why is this? This is different people, but it's the same scenario. It's the same, it rhymes. Like, why am I in another scenario that's just like this? It's almost like this. It's crazy. And I go, well, because life, God, whatever you believe, is bringing me this lesson for a reason. And if you run away from that relationship or that person or that job or that situation and you didn't learn the lesson, well, we'll find a new way to teach it to you, because you don't get to run from it. That's not how it works. It's a beautiful way that's why I believe that, this whole experience of being alive here is for the growth, the lessons, and the contribution, and the celebration of life. And so you don't get to skip those things. It's like, that's why you're here. So your choice is, when do you want to learn the lesson? And for me, sometimes I've had to go through it multiple times before I'm like, okay, I'm ready to learn the lesson. I'm ready. I'll do it. So that's my answer. Because I think you have the answer within you, and it's your job to go in and listen and to find it. Brooke says, I loved my job at the Good Day Cafe. I help people with all my friends. Amazing. That sounds like fun. April says, good stuff, Graham. Thank you. Thanks for listening. And I always forget that we can only do Instagram Lives for an hour, and then it cuts me off, or I crash the app. So we're going to wrap this up here pretty soon, but I kind of wanted to give some final closing thoughts. I'm going to be going live it's your guys' Friday. I think it's like 7 p.m. now for people on the West Coast. So I'm going to be going live every Friday, Saturday my time, and chatting with you guys, hearing what you're up to, sharing what's on my mind, and also, like we did with Joanna today, talking about her book, how awesome was that? That is my favorite. Chatting with people about what they're creating, and then also just having some fun with ideas. Like, Joanna's like trying to like, oh, how do I get my book out there and endorsements and kind of get the word out? Well, there's so many ways to do it. I just had one idea pop into my head of something that I would like to see and do, but that might not work for Joanna, but that's okay, because maybe she'll take that and she'll go like, oh, like that doesn't really vibe with what my book's about, but I could do this. I mean, the core of it is finding a way to communicate the feeling. How do you want to communicate that feeling? And how are the people that would resonate with the story, either going through a similar situation, how are they feeling right now? What are they feeling? Where are they? Are they writing as well? Go find them. Share your story with them. Share the feeling with them. Talk about it. People aren't going to know unless you share it, right? And the most important thing is to get into that feeling, like we started the other chat about, is get into that place of that feeling that you want to share, and then speak to that person that is struggling, that's going through it, that you feel would appreciate it, that you feel would resonate with it, that you feel would have fun with it. Speak to them. I love to do as much as I can, go outside and hang out in the woods or hang out on the grass, because this is where I feel at home and I feel like grounded, and I love life. And I think that attracts a certain quality of people. People are like, yeah, I like that vibe. I like that vibe because I like being outside. I love the dogs running around, the animals and stuff. I love tuning into a higher power, God, whatever you call it, and feeling that love in my life, feeling that guidance in my life, tapping into the gifts that I came here to share, finding ways to be unstuck. I was going through something myself recently. I was stuck on something and I was struggling. It was tough. And then I worked through it. I gave myself the space to feel what I was feeling. I didn't force it. I didn't go around like, no, I'm good. I'm just going to choose to be happy. I listened to myself. I was like, all right, I'm struggling. Like, let's move into this. Let's figure out what's going on. Ask an empowering question and just be. Just listen. And it took a few days, but I got through it with some help. But it was necessary. So these challenges that we get faced with, whether it be people taking advantage of us, or I was always attracting abusive partners, fake friends, whatever. These things that show up in our life are not there because we always get bad luck or because that's just the way our life goes. No, they're there because there's a lesson, there's a part of your soul that is yearning to grow, that is yearning to let go of a false belief, a behavior, an attitude. And think about it. Like if you were a guardian angel for somebody, if you were trying to help them grow, you'd be like, well, I gotta give them little opportunities to learn this lesson. They gotta learn it. They're not listening. They're not paying attention. I gotta figure out some way to get their attention. Well, you're gonna bring people into their life. You're gonna bring circumstances, people, books, movies, chance encounters that are gonna show up, and that will give you that sort of like, it's like a very subtle sort of like nudge, and you'll kind of be like, yeah, I gotta work on that. Yeah, I gotta let that go. Yeah, I gotta step into that. That's uncomfortable, and I have to face that fear. And sometimes we get busy. We're like, I don't want to do that. I'll do it later. Because I've done that. And then it comes back, and it's a bit louder because your guardian angel or whatever is like, all right, they're not listening. Time to turn up the volume. So I do my best now when I hear that little whisper. It's like getting a bill in the mail for my credit card. It's like, okay, time to pay it off. Like, do it now, because you only incur interest the longer you leave it. Better to just be present, listen to what's coming through, and take that action, or let that go, or relax. Take the time to listen. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Elaine says, like Clarence, the guardian angel, and It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, right? That's a great movie. I love that movie. I loved that movie. Jeff says, on this topic, most of my family is that for me. And sometimes it is. You know what Joanna was saying with her book is, you know, the character, she went and found a new family. She went and found people that, I'm assuming, I think the way the story she was telling was that she got this inheritance then from this woman that she met that became like a mother to her. And she got an inheritance from that. And sometimes in life it is like that, you know, like we have our blood family and we love them, but you know, maybe we need to create some space so that we can have healthy boundaries and have that self-respect for ourselves. And every time we're around them, you know, people cut us down, or they want us to lose that integrity with ourselves. They want us to abandon our self-respect for whatever reason. Maybe they were abused. Maybe they were taken advantage of, and they're unconsciously just doing it, recycling it back to somebody else because they haven't dealt with it themselves. But in any case, whether it's your family or a friend or a coworker, I have never heard of a story or been in a situation in my life where I went, you know, thank God I let that person treat me so poorly. I'm so glad that I just put up with it. I'm so glad that person was mean to me and I just didn't stand up for myself and I just kept putting myself in that situation. Like I'm so glad I did that. We do it because we need to learn a lesson, and we need to experience enough, like, oh, that sucks, before we make a change. So for some people, you need a lot of it. You know, until you're like, I'm done. Enough. And if I have to be the bad guy, so be it. At least I'll honor myself and honor the gift of life that God has given me. I'm not going to disrespect God. I'm not going to disrespect myself by continually allowing this behavior to happen. I was given this gift, and it is a beautiful gift. And I need to honor and respect my life, because that way I'm showing honor and respect to my Creator, however you see that. So there was a wonderful woman that I met recently that she shared that concept with me, and I love it. It's just a beautiful insight of the power of self-respect, and that also being respecting that higher power that gave you this gift of life. You didn't have to pay for it. You were given it. And so the more you can respect yourself, the more you are in turn also respecting the gift of life that you've been given. And so sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes people don't like it when you stand in your power and you say no more. And then they write you off as the bad guy. So we're going to be chatting more about that tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Probably around this time? No, a bit earlier. So you can check it out on Divine Timing Podcast. DivineTimingPodcast.com. All right, everybody. Ben Ross Reed says, well said. I've had people walk on me, but I realized a lot of the time it's them that has the issue. Water off a duck's back. Yeah, right? And once you realize that, you're like, all right, like, it doesn't bug you. It's just kind of like, all right, I'll just remove myself. I'm not going to hang out here. I'm not interested in this. Yeah. Zimmer Selma says, your words are really helpful for my daughter. Great. I'm happy to hear that. Heather, I am in Australia. See you on Substack tomorrow, Tanya. Yep. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a good night. Yes. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to get back up here. Oh. It's nice and warm out today. Oh my gosh. It's getting hot. Put my jacket away because it's too hot for the jacket. Okay. Put the keys in the pocket. Get the water bottle. My trusty water bottle. Oh. I don't know what kind of car that is, but that's really loud. All right, it's party people. All right, What time is it? It's noon. It's 12. I'm going to go find some food. I'm hungry. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Hope you had a great day. I hope you enjoyed this chat. I don't know what happened in the last one because the app just crashed, so I don't even know if the last one's actually going to work. Hopefully it'll be in my archive or my saved live streams, and then I can post it later. But if it's not, my apologies. Effectively, what I was sharing with you all was the importance of being true to yourself, to bringing that feeling of whatever you love to share and create and give in this world into everyday moments. You don't have to wait for a big opportunity to feel love for yourself. You don't have to wait for some other person to show up. You know, I'm not going to love myself. I'm not going to respect myself until all these things happen out here. No, it starts from within. And you find ways in your everyday life with the choice of your attitude to create, to share your gifts, to share what you love, to step into that vibe that lights you up. And then just so happens that when you do that, oh, it's beautiful. The big dream, the person, the opportunity, they show up. They just show up. And they're far better than you could have imagined. So, yeah, that's what I really wanted to share and chat with a few people today. I'll see you next Friday for another live chat on Instagram. And happy 4th to all my American friends. Happy 4th of July. And I'm going to leave you with these beautiful trees right here. These beautiful trees. I'm going to flip my camera around. All right, see you tomorrow, guys. Substack, divinetimingpodcast.com. All right.